Welcome to Hi-Fi and Stage Dives, a SoCan licensed podcast coming to you weekly from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Each week, I talk about a song that's been stuck in your head at one point or another, or stuff you've never heard before. Welcome to this musical journey. Hello, and welcome back to Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. We were supposed to be doing a little Nikki Sixx / Motley Crue trip this week, but plans changed. I got to see a fucking amazing band by the name of TesseracT. Now, these guys are fucking on another level of music. Even their name comes from a weird fucking spot too, so it's actually got a definition here. So, TesseracT. In geometry, the tesseract is four-dimensional analog of a cube. The tesseract is to the cube as the cube is to square. Just as the surface of the cube consists of 6 square faces, the hypersurfaces of the tesseract consist of 8 cubical cells. The tesseract is one of the 6 convex regular 4 polytypes. So that's what... Yes, and there's a tesseract in The Avengers, if you want to get a little nerdy with me there. By the way, that movie was pretty fucking good. Anyways, so yeah, TesseracT. These guys are on a whole nother level of music. They're prog metal, prog rock, they're prog progressive. Holy shit, the production that these guys fucking... I was in a decent-sized venue. It wasn't massive, wasn't small. It's a famous venue here in the city. It's called the Starlight Room now, but these guys, holy shit, man. I fucking mind blown. So I went with my wife, and the only way I could describe it was... So she was kind of like, yeah, it's good, but like meh at the same time. Not meh, but she... Okay, so she's a huge fashion chick. Highly into fashion. She's slightly Instagram famous. We're in another side of the country and people recognize her. Anyways, that's beside the point. So she's like into all this like high-end fashion stuff. So the way I explained it to her, or the best way I could describe it for her watching it, was me going to a fashion show with her and being like, what the fuck is this? Why are they wearing that? What kind of fucking shoes are those? Like, I don't know fashion from a hole in the fucking ground. She knows music. She loves going to fucking shows with me, and like hard fucking shows too, which is really rad of her. Love her. But this is like a whole new experience for her. It was a whole nother planet of music. The closest thing that she got to this type of music was a local band, and I think they were called Ghost. I believe they had to change their name, but they were a fucking great, like for a local band to play that type of music in that technical. Fucking wow. So yeah, let's get into this. Like I said, the reason why I'm doing this instead of Nikki Sixx / Motley Crue, or vice versa, Motley Crue / Nikki Sixx, is because I seen these guys. I wanted to ride the high that I got to finally see them. I was stoked that they were coming. There's one of the bands that I really wanted to see, and I got to see them. TesseracT. Sometimes their name is spelt with so it's TesseracT, and the 2 T's will be capitalized. That's how they stylize it. Like to call it. Anyways, they're a British progressive metal band from Milton Keynes, England. Band formed in 2003, consisting of Daniel Tompkinson on lead guitar, Alec Canley on lead guitar and producing, James Maheth on rhythm guitar, Amos Williams bass guitar and backing vocals, and Jay Posttones on drums and percussion. Real quick, the bass player is like the backbone of this fucking band, and he does some like crazy singing while playing. It's fucking nuts. The band is currently signed to K-Scope. They are credited as one of the bands to pioneer the djent movement in progressive metal. If you don't know what djent is, it's very... Go check it out. You've heard it. It's like Meshuggah and stuff. And I actually mentioned them later. As of 2018, TesseracT has released 4 studio albums, 1 Altered State, Polaris, and Sonder. They were touring Sonder. That's why they came through, and they're pretty rad dudes. As well as a live album, Odyssey / Scala. That's pretty rad too. Like, it's fuck. There you go. You want to see how good these guys are? Go listen to that live album. It is fucking nuts. Extended plays, Concealing Fate, Perspective, and Iria. Seriously, guys, if you want to like get mind blown, if you're like a techie nerd, like you're into like really technical music, check these out. They're in that djent thing. It's kind of got a bad rap with people. because it's just like, oh, it's gent. It's fucking 8-string guitars and you're only playing one fucking string. Yeah, sometimes. Not all the time. Not all the time. I know there's a lot of people yelling at me right now. Don't give a fuck. My podcast. Nice. Unless you want to come on my podcast and prove me the fuck wrong. We'll sit down and we'll hammer it out, boys. Girls, men, women. Don't give a fuck. Come on down. You're the next contestant on Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. I've been watching a lot of fucking Wheel of Fortune at work. So yeah, like I said, they're progressive metal gent metal progressive, whatever. It's a mixture of those three. 2003 till now. They're labels. So they were Century Media K-Scope, and that's just where they went. These guys are really fucking smart, and they do a lot of their own. They do all their own mixing and mastering stuff. I'll get into that after. Their website, tesseractband.co.uk, because they're from the UK. They went through a few bandmates also. There's like a decent list. I wasn't going to name them all, but like I said, Alec J, James, Amos, and Daniel are the mains, and that's what they do, and that's who I saw. Melting Faces. It was fucking great. It was a weird like mix of people too, because like they're really chill, like this really chill, nice vibe going, and then all of a sudden fucking really hard. There's a little fucking circle pit. People got fucked up. It was great, dude. Fucking, I don't know if he broke his nose or what, but he came up the stairs at the venue we're at, and there's fucking blood everywhere, but he looked more freaked out than anything. With all my talking, this possibly might be a shorter show. We'll see, but we'll play it by ear. Who knows? Could be fucking long, right? You know me, I like to fucking talk. So the future songs will be called Survival, and it's off the Polaris album, and that was the first album that I heard. I found out about these guys because of my homie Mitch, my old drummer. He's a very technical drummer, and he's fucking amazing at drums. This guy is fucking bonkers. Like, he is one of those guys, and he just like he does things, and you're like, how the fuck are you doing it? Big dude's like 6. I'm gonna say now he's a little bit taller because he's way younger than me. He was 6. Now he's like 6'5" at least, and he's a big boy. He's got long ass hair. He's fucking, and he's the nicest guy in the world. Love you, Mitch. If you're listening, if you hear this, love you, bro. Thanks for showing me some fucking Tesseract. Okay, so early years, 2003 to 2009. Tesseract started out in 2003 while founding member Alec Caney, I'm just gonna say their first names because their last names are weird, was recording and writing with his band Mikawa Barish. French vocalist Julien Pierre supplied vocals during Tesseract's early stages, but the logistical difficulties of the distance meant that he couldn't join the band permanently. Makes sense. He's a Frenchman from Paris. That's I believe that's a decent haul from UK to Paris. I'm not trying to think of. Anyways, oh wait, no, never mind. If I'm wrong, shoot me a message. Let me know. After their first full lineup was released, Tesseract began playing live shows and compiling material for their debut album. They released a 4-song demo in 2007 containing parts of what would eventually become their debut album, One. That album actually won them awards and stuff, nominated for Golden Gods. I think they won. I can't remember. I get into it later, so there's no point on me worrying about it. 2009 and 2011. Original lead vocalist Abisola. I'm not gonna even attempt to say his last name because it is really fucking crazy looking. Left the band. He was replaced by Daniel Tompkinson. Alec had come in contact with him while assisting with production on his previous band, First Signs of Frost. Plays to know people and stuffs and good connections. Their album Atlantic. So he found them through that. The band reworked the album songs with Tompkins, moving forward towards a 2010 release just before beginning their first major tour. Tesseract released Concealing Fate, a 6-track suite that formed the centerpiece of their debut album, One, which was released on March 22nd, 2011. Later that year, Tesseract toured throughout the UK in support of One, and the openers with Chimp Spanner, Uneven Structure, and also performed at Sonosphere's Festival, and so wherever Sonosphere is, in Kenbach, does this sound right? Why? I'm going to go take some fucking second language pronunciations or vernaculars, whatever the fuck it is. So the bands that were touring with them now, holy shit! I wish I went earlier, like I should have, but I didn't. I showed up when the second band was playing, Plingini, I think it was, and there was another one called Anstroids. Holy shit! It was just a full-on the band that I caught before Tesseract was just an instrumental band, and they were fucking great. I guess, to tour with a band of the caliber of Tesseract, you better be fucking on your fucking game, because that ain't no fucking simple shit, because those guys, holy fucking shit balls. So good. I'm just like geeking out. It was like a super geek fest for myself. all the technical things, and like it was like going to a jazz show, like a new millennial jazz show. That's exactly what it felt like to me. When you watch a movie and like people go to like jazz club and like check out the jazz, and there's like the beatniks sitting in the corner with their stupid French hats, smoking stupid French cigarettes, and like being all want to be French. I'm allowed to say this because I'm French. But like Paris French. And they're sitting in the corner and they're snapping their fingers to the beat because they think they can, but they really can't. They don't understand. Then there's like these breaks where there's like all of a sudden everybody's like start clapping. It was pretty intense, and the stuff that they pulled off. But you could tell like it wasn't like everybody clapping. It was just like a core group of like technically aware people, maybe musicians. Like I don't know, but like they would clap, and it was just like they clapped for a reason because it was good. Like the technical changes and stuff that they were doing while playing were pretty fucking bonkers. Like it was pretty rad to see that caliber of music while live. Like I've never experienced anything like that before. So it's like it's a total, like I've seen lots of blues music, and blues is very like by feel, not so much technical because that's blues, right? So it's like a super like juxtaposed like blues to this. I'm just like, what the fuck? It was great, so great. So yeah, the bands that opened were fucking amazing. So 2011 to 2012, on August 20th, 2011, 2 days before my birthday, rumors began spreading that vocalist Daniel Tompkinson had left the band as TesseracT were performing with a different vocalist during a gig at the Crawford Arms in Milton Keynes in the UK, where they're from. This was confirmed by the band a few days later on August 23rd, the day after my birthday, when they introduced Elliot Coleman as the band's new vocalist. Daniel Tompkinson went on to sing for the band Sky Harbor and the pop-punk band In Color. In September 2011, an instrumental version of One was digitally released, and in October 2011, both the original and the instrumental versions were released as a vinyl, as a double LP. I just learned this right now as I'm reading this. Holy fuck. Gonna have to order that because that'll be fucking amazing. During early 2012, TesseracT worked on an acoustic EP inspired by the radio acoustic sessions they played in Brooklyn, New York a year before. This came to be known as Perspective, which was released on May 25th, 2012. Really good. They go through a big change through singing styles. So a lot of their earlier stuff is a lot of hard metal screaming, hence the prog metal thing. But they naturally progressed away from that. No pun intended. And into just straight singing. They eventually stopped. They stopped like a full on. They have asked little flavors of it, little nuances, and they'll throw in for a little bit of spice in there, but that's about it. On the 12th of June, 2012, TesseracT announced that Coleman had amicably left the band. So they left on good terms. I can't believe I pulled that word out of my mouth. I can't say it on a good day. Amicably. Holy fuck, I did it again. Let's stop while on my head. So on September 7, 2012, the band announced that they would have found their yet unnamed new vocalist and would release the single Nocturne on the 12th of October. A series of shows in Europe was also announced, including the performance at Euroblast Festival. It was later revealed that the new singer was Ash O'Hare. TesseracT issued a short statement about the new vocalist on their website on the 28th of February 2013. The band unveiled a release date for Altered State and a full track list of the album. The album is a 51-minute continuous piece divided into 4 large sections: of matter, of mind, of reality, of energy. So it's it's crazy. It's one giant fucking song. It's great. It's fucking amazing. It's great. On April 30th, a Singularity was aired on BBC Radio 1 Rock Show and has been released on their SoundCloud account. During a phone interview with Metal Injection, Williams stated that the band would be going on tour in the United States during the summer of 2013 and tour Europe in the late 2013. Altered State was streamed in its entirety on the 12th of May 2013 on Century Media's official YouTube channel, 2 weeks before its May 27th release. Now we move on to 2014, 2016. On June 27th, 2014, it was announced that TesseracT had parted ways with vocalist Ash O'Hare, with Dan Tompkins. Okay, I'll get into the vocalist thing later after the feature song. It'll all make sense after. Kinda. It's one of those bands. They're so fucking technical that it's hard for them to find a singer that fits. like exactly what they want to do. Anyways, Dan Tompkinson rejoined the band as vocalist and leaving Sky Harbor, so they got their old vocalist back. It's like putting on an old pair of pants, or maybe an old those comfortable pair of shoes you have, and you just hit the ground running. On the 18th of May 2005, Tesseract released Odyssey/Scala, great fucking album, their first live DVD and album compilation. Shortly after, Daniel returned with the band, writing and recording on their third studio album. The band began making frequent updates on the social media of the band in studio, tracking multiple instruments. So basically giving you a little flavor, a little tease of what is going on, hyping it up, right? And they do a good job on it. So on July 10th, 2015, Tesseract's official Facebook page released a video teaser of the new album. See? What's I'm talking about? Polaris. They were teasing Polaris. They also released an album art and released a release date of the September 18, 2015. A full album stream was uploaded to YouTube by Kscope Records on the 15th of 2015. The 15th of 2015, September. Weird to say that for some reason. In November 2015, the band toured in support of the new album, opening bands including The Contortionist, Era, and Sky Harbor. I wonder how weird that would be, go on tour with your old singer. But I mean, if it's amicable, holy shit, did it again, then why not, I guess, right? I mean, they might be homies. They might be able to do some stuff together, and who knows what, and this, that, and the other thing. So let's come to 2017, 2018. The reason why I saw them, Sonder. Writing for Sonder was done throughout 2017. The band released the promo single, Smile. On the 23rd of June 2017, several band members, including Alec and Amos, have acknowledged that the single is not yet complete and will be further refined before being released on Sonder. According to Amos and Kscope's website, we have a solid idea of where we would like to take this track on the next album, as it is in no way finished, end quote. Tesseract's fourth album, Sonder, was announced on the 8th of February 2018, along with the release of the lead single, Luminary, and the second single, King. The album was released on the 20th of April 2018, and it is fucking beautiful. It is a fucking amazing, amazing album. Again, I blabbered on a lot. Didn't think I was gonna, but I did. So let's get into the feature song. Again, the song is called Survival. This is the song, I think, that fucking punched me in the face with them for some reason. His vocals, the whole melody of the whole song, the progression of it is just fucking amazing. So let's give it a listen. I hope you fucking enjoy it as much as I enjoy this song, because this song is fucking really fucking good. I'm just saying. These guys at Tesseract are a whole new planet of music. And I thank them so much for playing this music for me. It's great. So let's get into the feature song, Survival. Sit back, enjoy. Take it in. The music is a little bit longer than normal music, but enjoy the ride. Like, take it for what it is. It's so fucking good. It's so good. So good. I'm going to stop saying so good and amicable. Okay, let's get into it. Here it is. This is Survival. Enjoy. So, hope you like that song. It's good. I like it. I like these guys a lot, though. I don't know. I don't know. These guys are just like, they do some crazy shit. Man, I like it. It makes me feel nice. I don't know how to explain it. It's fucking great. I fucking love the technicalities of it and the melodies. Like, to be so technical and have melodies at the same time like that is just fucking amazing. So I'm almost done. My notes are almost finished. I'm coming to the end of my road. I'll talk a little bit about the boys, and who knows what else I'll talk about. You guys know me. I just fucking talk and talk and talk. So like I was saying, one was nominated for Golden Gods Award for Best New Band. They were nominated in 2011. And then in 2012, won, as in winning, the Progressive Music Award for New Blood. And then in 2013, Alter State was nominated for Progressive Music Award Album of the Year. When they get nominated and stuff like that, that's pretty good shit. Earlier I talked about them being like this pioneer of gent. They're really not, but they really put it on the map, I guess. There's always that one band that picks up where they started and just fucking blows it out of the water, or they start a whole revolution. In this case, TesseracT basically picked up a genre, or started playing music that they liked in a genre, and they just blew up bigger than the others, and that's all it was. Like Meshuggah. Meshuggah is like one of the original gent masters, and it's just how it is. I don't know where gent. I'm gonna look into it where gent actually came from, where it started, because prog has always been around, like prog music, like Pink Floyd does a lot of prog, and it's not a new thing. So maybe the type of it. Here I am breaking down my own fucking thing in my while I'm talking to you guys. So prog is just gent is just a new version of prog. It's a subgenre, Ivan. Go fucking figure. Okay, let's get into these fucking dudes. So we'll get into like their style. There's a couple interview things and a couple of things that the guy said, and then that'll be her. So TesseracT. This is how it's explained when I was talking about the prog stuff. TesseracT plays a specific style of progressive metal that often features polyrhythmic riffs, odd time signatures, and several atmospheric layers. Yes, and yes. Off times are really weird as a musician because especially for a drummer to play off, or a bass player. Okay, so your backbone of a band is your bass player and your drummer. For them to be playing off beat and still make it sound good and make it sound proper is not fucking easy at all. And I'm speaking from experience. It's totally fucked. The band have stated that they do not compose their music with specific polyrhythms in mind and play what they feel fits the groove. They also include a mid-range sounding distorted guitar tone and a melodic clean passage heavily influenced by ambient music. Before they went on stage, they played like this weird ambient, like quiet, chill, string type stuff. It was really cool. And then all the colors, like their production was fucking amazing. And these crazy laser lights that they had, fucking so good. They also play in the style, there we go. They also play in the style of the subgenre gent, pioneered by Meshuggah and Sick. The vocal style of the band has seen considerable shift. This is what I was talking about earlier. On one, Daniel Tompkinson employed a mixture of clean and harsh vocals, so dually singers. Dually singers are cool if you can do it right. With emphasis on long, drawn-out notes. Ash O'Hare performs on Alter State, dropped the harsh vocals entirely in favor for a more melodic style, which I totally love. I like both. I like the flavor of harshness in there. Adds a little spice, you know what I mean? However, with an emphasis on strong melodic hooks, and that right there, the hook in the industry, the hook is what gets you, and then you're stuck. And then all you want to do is listen to it over and over and over, hence the hook. In an interview with Metalsphere, Ash stated, "Right now, being ourselves is to have purely melodic vocals with one. They felt that they had to have harsh vocals in order to be accepted in the community. But they've never really wanted to have that type of band." So that's the shitty thing too. Like when you get into a genre or a subgenre, your music period, like when you're in a genre or in that scene, in a scene, a specific scene of music, there's always a expectation of, okay, well, they have to play this and they have to play it like that, and this is how they have to play, and so it's shitty sometimes how it is. So when they came by, so the song just changed, the graphic changed. I got a fucking kick-ass TesseracT shirt and that fucking hat. It's a perfect fucking hat. It fits perfect. I love it. A little pricey, but totally worth it. The shirt is fucking so soft. I want to wear it all the time. To be a freak and wear it all the time. In his interview with Metal Injection, Amos Williams stated that the decision to drop the harsh vocals entirely from the future material was an unconscious collective decision by the band, and this made the search for a new vocalist extremely hard. His explanation was that many vocalists with all clean styles do not want to live the metal lifestyle of regular touring, or do not enjoy metal music enough to want to take part in the band in a TesseracT style. I don't understand, I think it's great. I love the fact that they're playing really hard music or really technical music with wicked melodies, and singing. It's gonna work. This new album, Sonder, is fucking great. It's really great, and I really think that it can be something fucking totally beautiful. While Altered State did not feature any harsh vocals whatsoever, Polaris sparingly makes use of harsh vocals on the song Messenger and Cages throughout their career. The band has produced and mixed and mastered all the materials themselves. Williams is a qualified audio engineer, and Alec has carried out production, mixing, and mastering and work on several other progressive metal bands. Amos stated in an interview that TesseracT's music is relatively reliant on the bass in comparison to other metal bands. He states, the bass is always on its own little shelf in the music and during the production process. We left a lot of room for there to be sub and actual bass stuff going on. Seeing it live was pretty crazy because it's very, very true. It's not like when you go to see a band, it's like guitars, rhythm guitars, shredding guitars. Now, don't get me wrong, they did some shredding and stuff like that, but it's like the bass carries the whole band. It's cool because it's like the main instrument in the band is the bass, which is totally different than everything else, which is fucking amazing. And then you have these nice little nuances of the guitar throwing in these little licks every once in a while, or complementing the bass at the same time. And it fucking just sounds really fucking nice. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I have some really nice molded earplugs that I use for shows because I can hear the music better. And to hear this band do it live, it was really like, the thing is when you listen with the earplugs, you hear everything. And you hear it clearly and you hear it properly. A lot of people go, you're a wimp, you wear earplugs. Like, no, I enjoy the music. Don't get me wrong, I like loud music, but I'd like to hear it too. What I find the best about loud music is that you can feel it. So especially a band that's really bass driven, that has lots of bass in it, you really feel it, and to hear it and feel it at the same time, it's just so good. So that's why I wear earplugs. I was laughed at by some chick at one of the shows I went to. She's like, really? Because I have pink earplugs, and I give fuck with pink earplugs. You got a problem with pink earplugs? Go fuck yourself. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I like listening to the music, and I walked away because she was being the C word. She was being cunty. That's what she was being. It was not nice. She probably got drunk and puked anyways. Thank you for coming on this journey. That's it. That's all I got. That was TesseracT, the mighty TesseracT. Fucking amazing, man. If you never heard them before, go check them out. If you haven't heard the prog metal, or if prog is a new thing to you, go check it out. There's a lot of cool subgenres of prog and gent. It's great. That's why I love music. It evolves into so many fucking awesome things. So again, your host as always, Ivan, on Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. I thank you guys for listening. Go like and share and do all that stuff and listen and all that good shit. Share it with people, because sharing music helps too. Because like I say, keep listening to music. It makes life that much better, because it's true. It keeps life interesting, keeps life awesome, gives you a soundtrack to your day-to-day. You know what I'm saying? On that note, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Hey, I almost forgot. Right now I'm recording. It's Mother's Day. I'm going to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother. Love you. Thank you for bringing me into this world. Thank you for all that, because if you didn't, I wouldn't be enjoying music right now. Who knows what I'd be. So again, thanks, Mom. Love you. And on that note, keep listening to music, because it makes life that much better. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you again for listening to Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. It means the world to me. I'm glad you could come on this journey with me, and we'll keep doing it every week. Subscribe, rate and review, all that good stuff, and keep listening to music, because it only makes life better. And we'll see you on the flip side. Stay rad.